Starting the recording now. Okay, started. Okay, so good morning, everybody. And once again, welcome back in today's class. Today, we are on the day number 17. So yesterday, we saw that how to set up the risk or how to do the risk identification, information gathering, review, inherit assessment, risk mapping. Everything has been done. Now, thing come, we have a risk. And now we need to assess it. Assess it in the means of to see how much loss it will give to us, because risk is a life cycle, compliance is a life cycle. The same manner a risk has a life cycle. There are two ways to do this particular part. One is standard risk, second is advanced risk. And believe me, in both there's a difference, a very big difference, I can say. Very big difference. So today we are going to do risk assessment or the risk life cycle with the standard format. Means customer did not install advanced risk assessment and want to go for the normal one. Okay. So what it's saying that mainly it depends that what type of assessment you want to do. So if you remember that in the compliance area, we have two types of assessment: classical and GRC attestation, which use a smart engine. The same smart engine will be used here as well. Okay. How it work? How do? So if you remember, if you notice this thing, let me start this particular part. Risk workspace. Framework. This is what we discussed yesterday, right? Risk statement. And this is my risk. There are multiple ways to generate a risk. एक तो ये तरीका है. Other way, you can go here and you can say like this. Risk register. And a risk register, you can create new. Do you want to create this risk from the any risk statement? I said yes. Which one? These two. Or I want to create a fresh one. Okay. LNG class together bunk. What risk statement it follow? It follow the assess agreement. Okay. Which category? Regulatory. On which entity do you want to put? LNG together. Score देखो अभी नहीं आया. Honor is there. Assessment, which assessment it work? Now this is the important key. So if you remember, when we see the risk framework, if I go back here, ये देखो ये क्या है? Standard frameworks है. In frameworks के साथ, but in these frameworks we have a assessment as well. So out of the box, service now give us the risk assessment. Scoring, inherit SLE, residual SLE, you can put it. Let's say I can say inherit is 20, is 10, 2, and sorry, 3 and 2. ठीक? And this get calculated automatically. Calculated ALE. How it get calculated? Which method, which function it use? We'll see it. Response अभी नहीं है. Monitoring not now. Entry not now. So you can save it. So there's a one way to create the risk by this method. Second way, you can go here. You can open your risk framework. This one, and add entity. Risk is there. Clear everybody till this point? Doubt, question? Because this is very much important. It is easy, straightforward, but important. Anu, Sai, Manish, Mahesh, Sonam, Ritam. Clear till this point?
Yes, yes.
Now, let's say this is the draft state, right? Let me open this change. James Anderson. This is on this entity. And now I can see in the details, I'm intentionally putting the low values here so that it is easy for us to see the calculation. So like 40, 50, 4, and 3. Now, did you notice that if I save this, okay, residual SLE must be less than equal to an ahead. Okay, sorry, wala. 3. Save. Now, did you notice that from where these values are coming? ये तो हमने नहीं लिखा. Or if I say where the calculated ALE is coming, if you go and check it, ये कहां से आ रहा है? Now we will discuss this part as well. How this in-head score has been calculated. In-head score and resolution score. So in this slide, if you see that we can create the different type of assessment. अब इसमें assessment कौन सी जा रही है? Risk assessment. But where it has been defined? It defined the statement, it's defined the framework, और कहां पर defined है? क्योंकि it is the read only here. ठीक. So mainly this thing has been defined in the property level. If I go back here, favorite, risk, admin, and properties. देखो यहाँ पे लिखा name of the assessment metric type that is used for the risk assessment. Default, it will do this thing because we're not using the advanced as of now. For that, we have to activate that plugin. So if you create any risk, this will get attached automatically. और ये कहाँ बनी है? It is be here. If I open this window and open the risk assessment, sorry, assessment types. Under the risk, ये सारे assessments given, all these assessments given by ServiceNow out of the box, and these are the standard assessments. देखो ये भी risk assessment. It has set of questions. Because it is a standard, so it has a two type of questions mainly. Inherit and residual. But questions still remain. अब तो ये कहां से आ रहा है? ठीक. Remember one thing. We are discussing the different dots. पता न्यूज़पेपर में एक कॉलम आता था कि बहुत सारे डॉट्स थे एंड इट से ड्रॉ द पिक्चर. So this is what we are doing now. Might be now you're facing some issue to be understand, तो clear नहीं हो रहा. But just listen it carefully and things will get cleared when we go or when we move little forward. ठीक है? So this is coming from this particular place. Now the question come assessment. So we'll go here risk assessment and here the assessment has been given. Inherit and resolution. In this we have two questions. And where it has been defined? In the risk assessment designer. Like a survey designer is there, the same way we have a risk assessment designer. देखो ये. This will be applicable when you click on the assess. But before that we are still discussing. Number one, कि ये कहाँ से define हो रहा है? We need to be approved. Let's say I want not David Lu. It should be approved by able tutor. Save. Abhi we did not sending it to assess. We're still calculating it. Now the question comes from where these values are coming. For that, come here. Risk. And you can see under risk we have a risk criteria. Open this. We can do the risk assessment two types, quantitative and qualitative. Quantitative says when you deal on the figures level, money level, that is quantitative. That loss will be 10,000, 20,000, 5,000, this. And qualitative, that how much it has an impact, low, medium, high. So you can see this in the slide. But the thing is that you can assess a risk, either the qualitative, either the quantitative, not both. So qualitative say very low, low, moderate, high, and very high. Quantitative is this. Now we can see the risk criteria. It says now what we are getting is here, we're getting value inherit score 2, low. This one 2, low. ये देखो ये सारा क्या है? Score. Money matters, quantitative. Percentage, qualitative. ठीक. So sorry, impact and likelihood considered as a this thing here. Qualitative. Quantitative is your money matter, you can see. So here we define that if the score has a maximum value of 5,000, then it's a too low. So इसमें कितनी है? और score तो भी आ ही नहीं है. So if I open this record, I can see type score, maximum value 5,000, too low. What we're doing, if you remember that there is a concept in the priority matrix. If impact is this, urgency is this, priority will be this. Something similar has been given. So it's referring 5 lakh. If the risk value is, sorry, less than 5 lakh, then score will be low. So now what I will do, I'll copy this and let's see. Let's try to change this. ठीक है, इसमें एक जीरो और लगा देता हूँ. See, not a valid. कि इनहेरिट SLE का मैक्सिमम वैल्यू कितनी है? 5 ही आप कर सकते हो. 10 तो दिखा रहा है, लेकिन यहाँ लेकिन रही है. इज नॉट ए वैलिड अमाउंट. ऐसा क्यों? चलो इसको ऐसे करके देखते हैं. अच्छा, शायद वो डॉलर से. तो देखो मैंने कितना किया, 60 से ऊपर कर दिया इसको. ठीक, एंड नाउ सेव. देखो, वेरी हाई, वेरी हाई. क्यों? क्योंकि टोटल जो कैलकुलेटेड वैल्यू है 150 से ऊपर पहुंच गया है. और कैसे आ रहा है ये? वेरी हाई. ये देखो, स्कोर, इफ आई फिल्टर टू द स्कोर, ये देखो वेरी हाई. तो यहां से वैल्यू कैलकुलेट होकर आ रही है मेरी. लेकिन इसका फॉर्मूला क्या है कैलकुलेट ALE का? If I show you here calculated ALE, how it is get calculated? ALE, annual loss, single loss occurrence into annual rate of occurrence. SLE into ARO. SLE into ARO. ये. So it get calculated here. ठीक है. So I just put the smaller value just to be sure that yes, it is getting changed or not. So now if I put just 6 and I put 5 and save. So it's very low. क्यों? Because the criteria says less than 100 is very low. Clear till this point? Everybody clear to this point? Okay. Now what next? So in this area, we can define this qualitative, quantitative, and if you want, you can change the heat map colors as well. कि अगर लो है तो कौन सा कलर दिखेगा, हाई है तो इम्पैक्ट अगर ऐसा है. Because as I said that you can see or assess the risk either qualitative, either quantitative. So if you want, you can change the colors as well from here. What other things are available under this? ये देखा, properties देखा. This is risk properties and this is GRC properties. Overall level पे. ठीक. If I go back, assessment type, we saw. Now what we are going to do? We're going to assess this risk. Everything has been set. Yes, we understand from where this is becoming. Assess. It will not appear here until unless it has been completed. And now to whom the assessment has been gone? It's not David Liu, it's going to the Able Tutor. Will impersonate Able now. and go to risk. ठीक है, ये देखो. Right? So what he will do? Either he can go to the workspace if I have access. Yes. Go to task and he can see this one. Again, what is this? Classic risk assessment. Tomorrow when we do, it will be advanced. And advanced is more critical. Nowadays, advanced is always used. Because in advance, you can put a lot of parameters to be calculated. What I will do, either I can do it from here, either I can do it from here. And I can see here, GRC task, new, same place, classical risk, open, take assessment. देखो अभी, if you see this, okay, we impersonated. ठीक है, चलो, we'll do this part. So now I am a entity owner and I will read this question. Don't get confused. We are not identifying the risk now. This is not the identification assessment. Risk hai. We're calculating the more things, that what to do with this risk now. So don't get confused. क्या तू जो कल किया था वो आज भी करनी, आज ऐसा नहीं है. We are not doing the same thing. So I am an entity owner, or sorry, assessment user, and I'm doing this assessment. What is the potential reputation impact? Inherent risk. Very high. Very high. I'm just putting the random answers, low, low kind of things. What is the expected frequency of this event? More than once per year. ठीक है. अब बारिश होने की, what is the percentage that बारिश will, or rain will happen every time in the rainy season? 20% chance, Atul. Residual risk. High, very high, high. This one. Now, if I show you this assessment, do you see here, right? What it do, when you create an assessment, it asks for the duration, कि कितने दिन के लिए चाहिए, on which table you want to do, and what is the scale factor, up to what scale you'll be calculating, 10, 20, 30, 40, what is the maximum value will be there. Then every question has a low and high value. Because if you remember, if you notice, if you know that in the change management, there is a question called the risk assessment. And we use set of questions and risk conditions in the background. And every question has a weightage and every question has a maximum of the minimum value. Tick. So same goes for residual risk. Now I'll submit this. Assessment completed. And impersonation and come back here. Workspace. Framework. This statement and risk. Open James 1. Assessment आ गई 1. Right? State is respond. Draft. Draft means where you can put your details about the risk. Category, honor, assessment type, all these things will be there. This will get automatically bring if you're using it from the entities. If you're creating a new, what we see, this one we see, right? We created a new one. कहाँ गया? New risk we created, right? From the risk register. Then assessment we done. Risk scoring. Come and see. Yeah. Even though we already see this part. So what it's saying, after the risk assessment is completed, the scoring of the inherent registry is completed manually. 6 into 4. Inherent ALE कितना है? SLE into ARO. I'm referring to this one. कहाँ गया वो? Given. SLE. सॉरी, ALE कितना है? एनुअल. और एनुअल कैसे कैलकुलेट होता है? सिंगल अकरेंस SLE into ARO. 24, 15. And then the total ALE has been calculated. How this get calculated? We'll see this thing. यहाँ पे आते हैं. देखो. Because as I said that there's a two type of scoring. Quantitative or qualitative. What we are using? We're using the quantitative. Yeah. SLE, ARO, impact or likelihood. ASC, SLE, ARO, impact or likelihood. Definitely yes. If you change it, let's say Atul, I don't want to go on this level. I want to go on the impact level. ठीक है, कर लो, क्या फर्क पड़ता है? और I want to go on the likelihood level. Percentage max value. Even though we should not change it from here, we should change always from the here risk criteria. यहाँ से जाके change कर दो, better है. So that it will show us like medium, high, low kind of things will be show us. ठीक है. Now we're seeing this part. Calculated ALE. It's showing 15. How it's get coming? You can see here. SLE this, ARO and this. Non-compliant called controls and the failed controls, failed indicators. If there is a no control or the indicators, then calculated ALE will equal to the residual one. ये 15 इसलिए आ रहा है क्योंकि we don't have any indicator as of now and we don't have any control as of now. Due to this, it is taking, we are assuming it, system is assuming it that you have the mitigation plan, only then you will be doing this assessment of the risk. If rain come, do you have umbrella? Do you have the raincoat? Do you have the shelter place? Then it will be less. But if you introduce control and indicators here, add, then this value might be get changed. देखो control will be draft rate में, it means it is not get assessed. Let's see, you change something. Following are mandate. अच्छा, response में आ गया ना, ठीक है. Now what to do next? So how it get calculated? Calculated ALE is my risk score. Because it is a standard, no big calculations are required. Completely out of the box. Same thing happened in the change management. when you do the risk assessment and the change without the activating the plugin, then it is easy. 4 risk conditions है, अपने कैलकुलेट होता है, काम खत्म हो जाता है. But the problem or the things come here when we go for the response. So now you can see calculated ALE, residual ALE plus inherit ALE minus this one. या तो दो हैं, देखो, या तो impact और likelihood को multiply कर लो, which we are not using it. Mainly business is interested in the facts and figures. I give one example. On Saturday, I travel from London to Manchester. Okay. On my onward journey, my train get delayed for the 90 minutes. So they have a policy. If your train get delayed by 15 minutes, you will get 5% refund. 16 to 20, 16 to 25, I guess 35, you get 10%. 25 to 59 minutes, you will get 50% compensation. And above that, you will get full refund. So my train was delayed 90 minutes, more than an hour. So I got the full refund. When I was traveling back, my train got late again. When I reached home, it was late by 55 minutes. Now, what do you think? You will think, yeah, if it delayed more 5 minutes more, I get the full compensation. But now I got only 50%. Even though 55 is very near to the 59 minutes. So businesses sometimes high low value did not give me the accurate. Better I'll go for the figures perspective. So how it get calculated this thing? ये ये तो सिंपल फंडामेंटल है. कंट्रोल्स इंडिकेटर्स कुछ नहीं है, तो इक्वल टू द सेम वैल्यू. Still, if you want to be C, residual ALE is 15. Let's do 15 plus inherit ALE minus residual ALE. Inherit ALE minus residual is 9 into calculated risk factor. और इस फैक्टर कैसे आता है? इंडिकेटर फेलियर फैक्टर. क्योंकि हमारे पास तो कुछ अभी है ही नहीं. हाउ यू आर गोइंग टू मेजर इट? ये असेस है. बाय इंडिकेटर वी मेजर, so nothing is with us. So it says if you have nothing, then it will be same. But if you have the indicators available on the place, then indicator failure factor plus control failure factor, इसके और इसके दोनों के failure factors को लेके आके it get calculate. The control failure factor is the impact and the indicator failure factor is the impact of the risk indicator. So don't get confused. So in the control, if you have indicators, देखो यहां पर भी नहीं है भाई. if my control is already fail, definitely risk will be fail or chances of the risk is high. ठीक. So by this way, these values get calculated. This one. Clear everybody till this point? I'm intentionally asking this question so that you should understand, because tomorrow We will do the same steps, but via advanced risk. इसमें तो we are not setting up anything else. We just given by service now, we're using it. Now assessment has been done. Who is my owner? David Liu. Let's impersonate. Yes. Now what David Liu will do? He need to be responded. Response means now, as you remember that I asked that guys, I want to travel from Pune to Delhi via car. Mahesh is my assessee. Mahesh, fill this survey for me and give it the sheet to me. I go to Manish. Manish, you are a traveler. You travel a lot from different cities, different countries. What do you think about seeing this assessment? Atul, 4 options. Risk is there. Yes, agree. Are you okay to accept this risk? That if you travel, your body will have some issues. Acceptance. Atul, if you're traveling by a car, take a good kind of a form and keep it in your bag. So your bag should not get hurted. Mitigation. Means, means now Manish is not saying that there is a no risk. Manish is saying it's a risk. But what you will do now? That is called risk response. And a user have to do the 4 things. So if I show you here in the parallel, risk, here ना, ठीक है, details, and now need to be respond. ये देखो. Either accept it. Accept means risk acceptance involve accepting the loss or the benefit. But I am okay. If I am traveling, I'm happy that this will be happen and I'm able to take that. ठीक है. और इसमें होगा क्या? When you click on accept, when a user accept a risk, a justification is required. Ki why you're accepting it? But it's not giving me this thing. It should provide a justification as well. He has a risk manager role, still not able to do it. Let me try and impersonation. Let me try with my admin role. Because it should allow to me as well that yes, I can fill these details. So if I'm accepting this risk, नहीं यार पता नहीं क्यों नहीं open कर रहा. It should be open actually. So I have to be give this and closure of acceptance task. Additional approval from the business is also required. I have a risk and I go to my parents. Dad, if I travel via car, these are the risks. Are you okay? So I'll take one example of the acceptance. So if I click on the accept, click on the save. So you can see a task get created automatically. Anything else get created? No. A task will get created. Additional approvals from the business also required. You can, or we can configure it. Closure of acceptance task is being accepted and that period. कितने time के लिए है? Let's accept it. Draft in progress awaiting approval. ये आ गया ना? Details. Plan यहाँ पर आएगा. Okay. Plan. It will be short risk. Must to go. I'm accepting today. ठीक, and save. In approvals, nothing is there. Why it's not going to the in progress? State कहीं change हो जाएगा इसका manually. अरे, it's not, state is not getting changed and not moving forward. ठीक है, we'll see this part कि why it's not moving forward. ठीक है, other option. Mitigate. Mitigate means you have something to be do. Risk mitigation or optimization involves reducing the severity of the risk by doing some kind of a work. So if I take the same example, the thing is that once you accept a risk, you can reinitiate the process as well. Let's say I want to go draft में नहीं जाते. Can I go back? Except I can mitigate it. Save. Type is risk mitigation. Because till the time it is respond and I'm not moving forward, it can change it. So in the mitigation, what it's saying, when a user chooses mitigate, they should provide a plan and how to mitigate this part. So same area. Because we already feel it, I guess that is the reason it's showing assigned to David Lu. So David need to be worked. So if I go back here, let me save. Now the question comes from where these things are coming. That is important. ठीक है, ये देखो response task, mitigating risk, details, plan. Let's do it and save. Because I was not the assigning person, so I'm not able to see this thing. So now I'm on the work in progress. And request approval. आगे अपन approval. David Lu को ही approval जा रहा है. But the question comes from where this has been coming. That we need to be see. So few things like properties, workflows, metrics, reports that we'll see little later part. So in the mitigation, it will be happen. So if you see for this one, let me go back here. Can I change the risk type or the acceptance here now? Let's say mitigate की जगह मैं accept करता हूँ. Save. See, type get change. You can see work in progress, which I was not able to see because of that part. Draft work in progress and closed. See, what is the third option? Transfer. risk the transfer the risk from one to another person. मैंने उठा के सब्सिडी बेच दी, or I buy the insurance. What will happen when you do choose risk? They should provide a plan for how they want to be transfer it, and the reviewer review this part. So now if I go back here and let's say I am in the days I am transferring it and save. टास्क तो बनेगा ही बनेगा सबके लिए, मस्ट रिस्क ट्रांसफर, और ये अप्रूवल के लिए जाएगा. Plan insurance, because you only buy insurance what contract it is, what vendor it is, only then you will be transferred, right? Contract number this, vendor this, save, and work in progress, request approval. Same David loop. We will see that which workflow it is picking up, that it is going for this particular part only. And finally, risk avoidance. What it says, this includes not performing any activity. जैसा पड़े रहने दो, because I don't have might be money. So like refusing a purchase, a property or business to avoid legal liability. Unnecessary, I will take it, I will become the legal liability for the same. So in this case, same thing happened. And notice one thing, that everywhere the numbers are different. So if I go back here and change the type from transfer to avoid, save, see, RK. If I change it again, mitigate, same RK. Accept. Number is getting same, and sorry, APT, my bad, I was referring to the wrong place. APT, acceptance task. Clear fundamental doubt question?
Yeah, so for every
Good.
type, there will be only one task will be, right? Response task.
See, practically there should be only one task for one, because you cannot either accept either transfer. You can accept or transfer it. You cannot do the both things in one go. Might be for 2 days you're accepting it. कि मेरे पास अभी insurance नहीं है, I don't have money. After 2 days, so now if I go back here just to show these parts, work in progress. अच्छा वो mandatory है field. ठीक है. That I'll start accepting from the 25th. Request approval. And let me approve this. So ये देखते हैं टास्क में जाके कुछ है इसके लिए. या आगे रिस्पॉन्स टास्क. जेम्स बट एक्सेप्ट क्यों नहीं करने दे रहा मुझे? अच्छा यहाँ पर होगा शायद.
Yeah, proof Vijay.
हाँ है अप्रूव. ठीक. Once you approved it, and now if you go back to the risk, Number one, you risk in the monitor state. If you go back to the draft, you can go it from here. देखो आ गया, accept, approved, all the things will be there. If you go on, no, I want to be reinitiate the discussion. I want to do the assessment again. Or let's say this is my assessment. So you have to be go to the draft, or you want to be responded again. Now if you see in the response state, and again you can go and do the changes here. Except ki jagah, no, I want to be this thing. It is overriding this part only. That's what's my problem. That why it's overriding the same task again and again.
That's the same question.
Might be it is out of the box behavior, or might be as we did not complete the life cycle as of now. See, technically it should not get the same task or over the same task. It should get the multiple tasks that okay, we have done this thing, then this thing. Once you respond, so like it is saying, the risk determined needs to be dispositioned in one of the following ways. Mitigate the risk, deploy mitigate controls, accept, understand, sign up, avoid or reject the risk, transfer to the other party, then review it. So if I go back here, respond हो तो गया था. Now it's again open the task, so I have to be to the life cycle. ठीक है, work in progress, request approval, and go back here and refresh it just. Prove. And now if I come back here for my risk, it is in the respond. अच्छा respond तो हो गया, sorry. Review state. If you think everything is going good, do we have the reviewer earlier? We don't have any reviewer on this one. Monitor. What the monitor means? So in the review phase, the risk manager review all the risk details and risk assessment to ensure that risk is being managed properly. If I think no, it's the assessment is done wrongly or the task created wrongly, it's sent to the back to the draft. And in the monitor state, it will be monitored regularly by manual or automated key indicators. Indicator is the same concept. Indicator means by which you are going to measure your risk or the compliance. So this will be discussed later, because we have to get the indicator templates and everything will be there. Then indicator task will be generated. The same thing which we have done in this part. So if you want, you let's say end impersonation workspace, this thing. Indicators, risk indicators. Yeah, right. Track brand image. This one. ये entity कौन सी fashion. So we have to create a new indicator. Risk indicator. Template से लेना yes. Template is, but template नहीं हमारे पास, ठीक है छोड़ देते हैं. Entity क्या था? James Anderson. Risk कौन सा? Delay in joining this. Manual है, automated basic है. The same concept which is applicable in the compliance, the same is there. Target type, percentage or count. I want a percentage. Target 10. Pass. Same thing applicable which you have done earlier. Duration 12 and save. Execute. Integrated task is created. आगे task on null, क्योंकि उसको कुछ मिला ही नहीं होगा, हमने नाम नहीं डाला ना अपने इंडिकेटर का. ठीक. ओपन असाइन टू डेविड लू. चलो चलते हैं डेविड लू के पास. impersonate डेविड लू. रिस्क टास्क. अब क्या है इसके पास? इंडिकेटर टास्क. यही है. ये वाले इसने कंप्लायंस का किया था, अब इसने रिस्क का किया है. ये कुछ है इंफॉर्मेशन. रिजल्ट पास वैल्यू 10. ठीक. एंड सेव and open to close. Indicator results are here. Now if I go back on my risk, I have an indicator. This thing I can see from the details. Control failure नहीं है, open indicator task नहीं है, issues भी नहीं है, because our indicator says it's a pass percentage. So this thing has been done in the monitoring. Because I don't want to spend much time, we already done the same thing in the compliance as well. So if you want, you can create your own templates, you can define it. So same thing, go here, indicator this, or it's not showing template format here. Might be risk indicator templates, क्योंकि library में मिलेगा आपको. You can create your new indicator template and then you can map it with the this thing and you can use it. Same questions बनाओ assessment करने के लिए properly. So it's a LNG risk. Save. It's for control of risk. I said it is for the trusted one. Risk statement ये. ठीक है, आइटम बन गई, बस सेव करो, रिमूव करो आगे इसको. Then you can use it. What indicator it has? Because there is no indicator has been attached, so nothing will be showing here. Then you can retire as well. Retire will bring it to the draft state. Doubt, question, clarification. Now one homework for you, and I want everybody's answer. How system is sending an approval for the response task to Mr. David Lu, where it has been defined. Flow, workflow. You have to find out the answer and send me the answer by 6 p.m. IST. ठीक है?
Yeah, okay.
Yes. Because that will give you the idea that from where it has been configured. Clear, Sai, Manish, Mahesh, Ritam, K, Hemant, Kiran, Hassan, Anu, and Sonam.
Yeah, so I have a small question. Like, yeah,
Go ahead.
so David Lou is creating the response task. So ideally
No,
he should get the approval.
this is what we have to find out, that where it has been defined that entity only is getting the approval again. Because if he's responding it, then why it should go to respond to him only, right?
Mm,
That is what the question for today, that where this configuration has been defined. Because David Louis is our entity owner.
mm,
Being an entity owner, a task need to be assigned to him. ठीक है, उसको assign कर देंगे, but where this has been configured, or you want to be assigned to someone else, then you have to be changed the somewhere else point. This what the configuration you have to find out for me.
yeah.
Clear over rhythm now?
Ah,
Okay, good. So let's take a break now and we'll stop the recording. Tomorrow, what we'll do,